And we are live. We are back to life. We are back. Blues Brothers returneth after the World Cup break. And I'm not being funny. I'm sorry. I had to give it a break because that World Cup was so despicable and disgusting and corrupt. That was by far, just let me get this out there, the most corrupt World Cup I think I've ever seen, where literally one rule applies to one team and another one applies to another. So
we've got to be happy. We've got to be happy that Spain won it, though. Thank God.
Well, I'm not being funny, bro. You can only cheat so far before you get exposed.
Yeah.
And I'm not being funny. Like, I'm not being. If there's one game that exposed Argentina in the World Cup, it was that Spain game, bro. Because let's face it, I know that Spain team got a bit nervous in the last 10 minutes, but let's be honest. In that World Cup final for 75 minutes, Argentina were chasing shadows, bro.
They were. Yeah.
They were just chasing.
They were fouling. They were trying to get Spain players sent off, and they were just, and Spain was just like calm for 75 minutes. Like, you can do.
Well, yeah, that was the thing.
We've got the goal. We've got the goal. You've got to get one back.
I think the only reason why, realistically, that Spain didn't beat them a bit harder was because once they scored, I think they just got a bit nervous and just sat back. That goal would have been in the first half instead of the second. But yeah, big up DJ Stepsy. Bigs up, bros. Big up DJ Crane in the building. Big up everybody else. Just to take this moment to two people or one person or two people to shout out right on this episode of Blues Brothers. Firstly, Tim Curry, someone who I'm very personally fond of, who died yesterday. I don't know about anybody else, but him being British, I grew up with this guy in things like It, The Rocky Horror Show, Home Alone. Like the guy just done, and I'll tell you what, my favorite movie that he can't be for is National Lampoon's Loaded Weapon when they did the mixtape of, and he's the cookie seller. Read the books, girls, and you see him in the pigtails and everything. It cracked me up, man. So big up to him, and big up to my mate Sal Graham as well. Bless her, she was not well yesterday and the day before. Big up to Sal as well. I hope your chest is feeling better, girl.
Yeah,
big up to you. I mentioned this yesterday. Big up, Sal. Hope you're doing best. Big up, Sal. I hope you're doing well. Bargav in the building. Big up to you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Wolfie. Now, just quickly before I start droning on about Alonso, which British sports you guys been keeping up with, Stepsy? Hang on a minute. Let's have our conversation before we start having conversations. So quickly onto last night with Stepsy, like. Bro, from what you've seen as a Luton fan, from your perspective against Chelsea last night, because it was a decent match. I didn't get the chance to watch the game, but from what I was reading through like text and scripts and stuff, you lot made it very scrappy and hard for us. Like we hit the bar and things like that, but you never made it like. We've done
what I called Mourinho for first half. We sort of. And to get out of the pressure, you didn't put down the pressure. I mean, shots went wide, shots misplaced passing. Palmer was quality though. That's a bit Palmer.
Which one? Your one or our one?
Oh, one obviously. Casey Palmer. No, your one.
Because it was actually two Palmers on the pitch last night.
When Cole came towards our end, we were all singing, "You a shit Casey Palmer, shit Casey Palmer." But no, Cole Palmer, yeah, he loved it. He smiled and he had a smile on his face, all that, and got him with the crowd and that, so he was all right. But yeah, he run the show pretty much last night. Him and Esteval were pretty deadly. But no, we said the first half. At nearly at half time, I was pretty impressed. I mean, Keely made some good saves. I mean, the shot from the free kick. The free kick that Palmer laid off to James, and James rocketed it, and Keely got his hand up and managed to palm it away, which was a good save.
Hey, JB, if you're cutting your cocaine in the background, Rob, can you make it a bit more quiet because I can hear chopping noises?
Apart than that, we saw the pressure.
I can just hear scrambling in the back. Sorry, Steps.
First half, like I said, we put the pressure. I didn't half time. I thought that was pretty decent. Second half, I think we lost a bit of our way a little bit. We let them in a bit more, and then when we lost our man, Gusto whipped it into Welbeck, and where it was there to finish it off.
You think you guys got tired a bit?
I think we just switched off. Basically, we lost Gusto. I mean, we had Gusto. Johnson had Gusto in his back pocket for the first half, and he couldn't get across in. He managed to get across in the second half because we let him go. He crossed it in, and Welbeck free header. I don't know what our defenders were, but he had a free header.
JPT
and Welbeck ain't going to miss for 3 yards with a header. He's not going to miss for 3 yards with a header.
No, Danny took his goal well, actually. Like, it was a good header for Daniel Welbeck, and hopefully you'll see more of that. But the thing is, one thing about Welbeck is, I like Welbeck. I think he's a decent player. He's good. He's a bit of an all-rounder, actually, because he can finish. He can use his head. He can use his feet. But is he going to be here in 2 seasons? Yeah.
It depends. If he's still got the legs, he might be, but I can't see it. To be honest with you, I can see him
I can't see it because he's not like on the same quality footballer as like a Thiago Silva or like a Del Piero. You know what I mean?
Thiago Silva was a different breed. For fuck's sake.
Well, that's what I mean. Same thing with Del Piero when he was at Juventus. He was 37 and he's still arguably the best player, bro.
Totti when he was 43. He was a different breed as well, but I know he played Italian football for Roma.
And the Sar as well. He was
Van Sar's a goalie, so they can go a little bit. They've got a bit longer jelly, haven't they?
Here we go.
But no. Second half, we switched off. Welbeck got a goal, and the second one, Esteban ran down the side. He smashed it in, and our defender, wrong side, put it in his own net. By then it was done. By then after 2-0, it was done. I was hoping at 1-0 we weren't going over the floodgates, which it didn't. We certainly just keep our shape. We lost the second goal, but 2-0. I'm very proud of our boys. I'm gutted, but there's positives to take from that. And I just hope we can take it into our next game.
Last weekend, wow, man bullied them forwards, 42 years old, and what a player he is. Well, you're not a legendary defender for no reason. He's one of the best centre-backs of our generation, hands down. And I'm not being funny. You don't even have to look at his tenure with us to say that. Just look at his tenure at PSG and in Milan. That's all you need to know. Like, this guy had quality around him, man. He had people like Maldini around him to learn from. So, yeah, man. He was always going to be good. Right, big up JK, big up JPT. Welcome, my fellow Blues brothers. You good?
Yeah. Big ups, guys, man.
I have to say that is awesome. I like that little was that a Chelsea symbol laughing with his legs and arms.
Yeah, it's laughing. Yeah.
Yeah, that was just a random thing I just picked.
That's cute. That's cute, man. I want to buy that on my plate.
Let me tell you funny.
Birthday plate.
Fun fact, it was ChatGPT that made it for me.
GPT.
Yeah, I made it. Sorry, it's not my works.
I think you said Chat GPT. That's what I was waiting for.
I'm gonna be so real. I'm sick at the moment, so
all right.
So all these, so bear with me with the way I say shit.
Well, if they can't hear you, we know why, because you've got a sore throat.
Yeah, that's my excuse.
Well, exactly. I'll go back to this question. Which sports am I following? The cricket, the F1, Premiership, and the EFL, basically at the moment.
All right, have a conversation across us, why don't you?
No, just answer this question.
Type it in the chat then, if you want to get it. No, I'm joking. No, fair enough. To be honest, actually, the F1 looks all right this season. I was actually surprised. What a crash that was over the weekend, like last weekend, by the way. That was a mad crash. But yeah, sorry, JPT. What are you saying, my brother? You good?
Yeah, man, I'm good. Just upward.
Big up, Aces.
Yeah, good to be back.
Good to be back, innit?
Big up, JPT.
Hang on. We might as well get this out of the way now. Okay, the Enzo thing where stay or go, I don't really give a shit if he goes or if he stays or he goes. But one thing I will say is right now it would not suit Chelsea. Because if you were going to buy him, you buy him last week when you're told to. And like literally, if you knew you were going to make that money back, you could have spent it. And I'm not being funny. Why would Chelsea now wait until Monday to receive an offer to accept it, then to put a massive hole in our own squad?
Yep.
That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever.
I was trying to discover last night. Did he go to Rescue and say I don't want to play last night, or did he say I'm not playing?
No, Alonso left him out. And Alonso left him out because he said he was resting him for Brighton.
Apparently, people saying that he went out there and said he didn't want to play.
He
basically went out there and said, I'm playing.
And so Enzo refused to be like in the squad. So he's already made up his mind. He's already got.
He said, I'm not playing.
Well, if that's the case, then like, City still have to cough up the money. And I'm not being funny. The 120 mil deadline's already gone past. So if you're not offering anything, and I'm not if you're not anything offering less than 130, bye. We don't owe you any favors, especially how what you've done with Maresca M, like with the whole bullshit with the compensation. So, but I would say to answer your question directly, Bargav, I don't give a shit if he stays or goes.
You didn't have to pay Enzo though. Did he just walk?
Who?
Enzo.
Well, he knew. He found that Pep Guardiola was going to leave, and he left so he could get the City job. Hence the reason why he's there now. That's why they had to pay. That's why they had to pay us 20 million.
Oh, I thought he walked.
No, he was still under contract when City tried to hire him, so they had to literally buy him from us like we did from Leicester.
20 million.
Literally, can I just say, how much did we pay Leicester to get him? Like 11 million. That's the first, everybody. We actually made a profit on the manager.
Luco!
No, but to be honest,
What goes around comes around, though, isn't it? You don't tell us, but then
it closes on Monday. It closes on Monday, DJ.
But to be honest, Stepsy kind of right.
Tuesday 11.
Maresca did walk.
Yeah, it is Tuesday.
Well, yeah, he walked, but he never walked away legitly because he was still under contract. So you can walk away if you're breaking your contract.
Well, it goes around. You don't tell us, Leicester done to you. Man City done to you.
Yeah.
That's what it is. But anyway, But hang on, let me start with JPT. What's your feelings on the Enzo situation? Because me and you have spoken about this guy before a lot.
Many a time, I've heard you.
Yeah, I mean, before my sense was if he's still here at the club, there's no need to boo him, especially if he's in the lineup or on the bench. There's no reason to boo a player. Whether that was when he last played, what was it in the last friendly against Sociedad? Every time he touched the ball, he just heard loud boos. Whether that was from Chelsea and the opposition, still didn't make any sense. We know he's going to leave. My thing is that at least be professional, and if you're going to be called up and then brought off the bench, be a fucking man and play until you leave. But we see this now, and it's not just him, and it's not just Argentinians, because we're seeing this everywhere now with Alvarez, for example. It's seen football's become so much like drama, basic in social medias now. Oh my God, I love triangle. We're victims between Atletico, Barca, and Julian. It's so cringe. I just either play or don't. I don't care. But right now, Enzo, if he wants to leave, go ahead and leave. That's my point.
It's strange with
Martinez.
Because, these players have got so much power now. I mean, when you're under contract, when a player was due to leave or whatever, they keep him out of the squad. But back in the day, when a player was due to leave, they played the game until they actually left.
They're professionals.
You're on your contract to play.
Bosman ruling. That's what Stepsy's talking about. The Bosman ruling to free for your contract to expire.
You play. You play. If you just leave, say on deadline day, and there's a game before deadline day, you were obligated to play that game because you were under contract to that club. I mean, nowadays players are like, no, we're staying away from football. I'm moving. I'm not playing, and managers accept that now. If you're on a contract to play for a club, you get on that fucking pitch and do your job.
Exactly. That's the thing, that they think that they're above everything now.
Well, that's what it is now. They've got so much power.
Sure. How much of this comes also from, like, this is a generation that's grown up on social media, so their ego is just even more inflated. I can only imagine if
Kevin was the first one to do it.
Or Roy Keane was going to grow up in
Kevin was the first one to do it by saying, I'm not coming off during the cup final. Sorry was in charge. He wanted him off, and Kevin was like, "Nah, fuck off, I'm staying on."
Wait. Yeah. We'll just stick to Enzo Fernandez. We don't need to go off.
I'm saying it's the same sort of principle.
We get it.
But overall, he's gonna go. A player of that quality and his talent, I would like for him to stay.
I think it's better you get rid of the player, to be fair.
But it is gonna be a bad apple in the bunch, and we know we don't need that. We don't need that.
Yeah, but the problem is, who do you buy?
And the thing is that where are we connected to? Warden is still maybe. The dream is Fabian Ruiz, but I don't think that's going to happen. And then now we're linked with Lamine Camara from Monaco. And that one is a bit of a worry because we haven't had the best of luck with Monaco players. The Bozo twins and then Bakayoko. I think was the last one too before that.
Well, before Timori Bakayoko, you mean? You what? What you mean Ramirez and them lot?
What? Wasn't he from? Didn't he come from Monaco when we got him?
No, I think it was.
Did he come from when he soccer, when he was juniors, when he
No,
Ramirez?
Bakayoko was. No, he was Frenchman.
Ramirez is Brazilian. Didn't he get himself?
No. He's talking about players that we've had that are midfielders that haven't worked out.
Bakayoko was in Monaco.
If I had a Ramirez right now, bruv, I'd be waving Enzo out the door. I'd be like, "Here's your bag. Off you go. See you later, mate. Bye." Ramirez was on a different. No, anyone who actually watched Ramirez knew that guy could play right. He could play central.
He was quality.
Ramirez is a good player.
He was a very, very versatile and good player. Very, very versatile.
But Bakayoko was a Monaco player that.
That's something we talk about next week. I have no interest in Arsenal Chelsea at the moment. Absolutely. Right now, actually, at the moment, watching how Arsenal play football, I'm actually looking forward to that because you lot are shit. No, I'm not being funny. When they won their opening Premier League game, right? Did you see the amount of goalkeeping horror mistakes that have happened over the opening Premier League of the season? Now, I don't care if it's for Chelsea. Bro, I tell you what, yeah, I've never seen it yet. The goalkeeping over the Premier League over the last weekend, helped Fulham in the game against us, and I'm not being funny. Whoever that was in goal for Coventry.
Yeah, they brought him from somewhere. They brought him from.
No, but Stepsy, did you see the way he played? I saw the highlights of it. But bro, without that goalkeeper, Arsenal don't score.
No.
Because he actually punched on the second goal. Gilchrist's punt. I think is it Gilchrist's shot or Havertz's shot? Is actually it's not on target.
That wasn't really only the common factor. I feel like Frank Lampard played a brand of football that just didn't make sense as well.
Big up the long-haired one. Big up, brother.
If you look at the way
the lap, I can't believe we got 45 from the lap off a Forest. You know.
Wolfie.
Big up, brother. I'm recovering, man. Thank you. Yeah, even I'm doing good.
Wait.
Go ahead.
Wait, who's talking? Oh, okay.
You are.
Anyway. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I was saying, just to say, because Coventry also set up in a way which didn't make sense as well. I mean, everybody was just so expanded on the ball. I mean, there was just so much space between the midfield. The centre backs were just so full apart. I think Lampard was trying to, let's say, use a back four, but then
he's a championship level manager, bruv. Coventry. I know everyone thought Coventry are gonna come up and they're gonna have a spring in their step, but from the way they played, I know DJ Crane says Arsenal got lucky. I don't think Arsenal got lucky. I just think Coventry were.
Arsenal didn't get out of second gear. They didn't.
Exactly.
They didn't need. That was the point. They didn't need to. That was a training.
If they needed to step up again, they would have done it. They just didn't need to.
They could have played their B or C team and they would have won. Like it was just. I mean, in their B team, it looks good. Look at the depth that they got because they got Solis, Guimaraes, and now they got Conte.
I'm just thinking, Lampard was out of his depth when he took on Chelsea. Yeah, and then
he's even further out of his depth now. He's got shitter players.
I was just about to say.
Wait, this guy's had Everton and Chelsea, and realistically, Everton and Chelsea are both strong sides.
He should have stepped down and given someone a chance to manage them because he can't do it at that level.
Well, I'm just saying this because I don't want to see my club legend get embarrassed at a third club because he was ridiculed at Chelsea. He was ridiculed at Everton. He recovered his reputation at Coventry. I don't want Coventry to come up and Super Frank to get battered again, and this guy to become a lot. I love him as a guy. Yeah,
if they play like that every week, they're going to get battered every week.
Yeah, they're going to go.
This is what I don't want to happen.
And as my whole play last weekend, I think Cole going to fucking have a laughing field day at fucking Coventry on Saturday.
Anyway, let's stay on subject. JK, give me your thoughts on the Enzo situation, my broski.
Just before I continue, can you guys hear me 100%?
Yeah, we can hear you, man.
Pardon? No, I'm joking. Yeah.
Fuck off, man. Oh my days. Anyways, okay, cool. Let's start. You see Enzo, yeah. Listen, I wanted him to stay. It is what it is, but at the end of the day, if he goes, he goes. It is what it is. But what I can say is, I am annoyed with the way Chelsea handled it. If I'm gonna be honest with you, I mean, if he really wanted to sell. Yeah, the thing is, I felt like this. Okay, maybe it was Man City as well, but I felt like the deadline thing was really, really unnecessary. Because if you know you're gonna end up selling him anyways, then what's the point of putting a deadline?
Well, that hasn't happened yet. So
No, but
yeah.
then the thing is this: it's likely that he is gonna go. We're not really gonna keep a bad egg at the club, are we? And if you look at it, we are looking for a replacement. If we're looking for a midfielder at the moment, that just shows you signs that Enzo is probably gonna go. So the thing is this: Enzo can go. Yeah, we can get our money, but then the thing you can look at all the other players and midfielders that are in the market right now. I mean, I've never watched this Lamine. You know, this Kamara guy. I don't know him. That's the
Me
problem.
neither. Me
I
neither.
really haven't
I
watched
want
him.
another powerful player. I wouldn't mind. Right, if we get rid of Enzo Fernandez and a player that would suit like Alonso's kind of, I want a Kefren Turam from Juventus, someone who's big and powerful, bro. That will dominate that. Someone who's in the kind of like Yaya Toure mold, because that's the
JVT.
one thing.
Yeah, Kefren Turam is good, but I don't think Juventus. He's not for sale. That's the problem.
Well, all three of them
bro.
actually. Who
If
was
we
that?
get 120 million,
who's-
bro, for 80, they'll take it.
Last night, who was that Argentine player? Who was that Argentine player that played last night for Chelsea?
What,
Barco.
Baraka?
Oh, Barco.
He looks
Oh,
decent.
yeah. He
It's
looks
a-
alright.
Barco.
He looks alright,
Barco
though.
looks decent.
And the
The
Brazilian
Argentinian-
youth. And the
No.
Brazilian youth, the other Brazilian youth, the one that we kept him when we got rid of Santos. What's his name? Begins with a D, man. Does you know? The other Portuguese player.
Wait,
Hang on.
what?
Yeah, he came on.
Nick Quenta?
I think he
No.
came on.
He's Kunde's a left winger.
Yeah, but I'm saying like what
The
Brazilian
Portuguese
is?
brother. Which Portuguese brother?
No, he's Brazilian. I'll tell you his name. One minute.
It's not a Sugo, you mean?
That Barco was decent last night. I liked him.
You know, Stepsy. People.
Dario Estebu.
It's Sugo. Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I
Sugo.
mean,
It's Sugo.
Yeah, he
he's-
came on last night. He came on last night.
You know what? I don't.
He hasn't looked bad playing either, to be fair.
No,
Well,
but
he
the
said
Wolfie.
he'd
The
leave
thing is,
or
Asugo
go
had a
now.
bad preseason, in my opinion.
He did.
He's actually not ready for us yet. I feel like he should go and loan somewhere, at least to an England club.
Exactly.
He's a
Hey,
decent player, but
what about Zubimendi? Because that's
Oh.
an idea.
Zubimendi's a really good he's a good midfielder, but you know one thing I realized about Zubimendi,
He
he's
doesn't
not
have
consistent.
the quality, the same sort of qualities as Enzo. Though. That's the only thing I would say. It's a different type of midfielder. If you're looking for a
Yeah.
deep line playmaker like Enzo, I don't think Zubimendi's your man. He'd be that'd be like a double pivot with Caicedo. They both tackle.
In another
But
one,
then the thing is, Wolfie, this is my problem. When you have a double pivot, you need to make sure, especially if we're playing a back three, because that's what we're going to be playing, right? You need to make sure you have at least a creative one. Now that's why a lot of Chelsea fans were screaming for Adam Morton, because Adam Morton, even if you looked at him today, I watched the City game. The way he actually ran the midfield, but I know they lost. But you know, Palace, they're not really that. But Morton actually made the
Palace have
midfield.
been stripped over the last year or so, bro. They've been absolutely stripped.
Yeah, but the thing is, yeah, Morton
Yes.
actually made that midfield. Like the
Big
way he
up,
controlled that
Mr.
midfield. Every
Big up,
good
Mr.
chance
B.
was coming from him. All the chances, his
You
break
know what?
line, his break plays.
I'll get to that later.
Tuesday can bring up a lot of surprises. He can move. You know, someone comes in
Yeah,
with a
I'm
bit of
telling
money
you.
for him.
But then the thing
Not
is, my
saying
thing is,
you
if you're
personally, but someone might go for him.
yeah, but then the thing is, Debs, here, this is what I'm trying to say.
Big up,
If we're
Mill in the
gonna play
building.
two,
Miss
if we're gonna play
Williams.
two, if we're gonna play two midfielders and get it, like if you're gonna get two midfielders, you can't have two defensive ones. It's not gonna make
Right.
sense. You do need at least a midfielder that can play through the middle. That will
What about
create you chances.
Lavia be holding then and let
I mean,
Caicedo do what he did for
The
Brighton and
thing
carry
that I found funny on Monday night was full of
But people worried about
Chelsea
Lavia's injuries.
where you basically played three up front and played seven defenders. There's no midfield for Chelsea for Chelsea on Monday. It was three forwards and seven defenders basically.
I would say that was more of a makeshift midfield though, because we're not.
It was
expecting
funny to be
Reece-
fair. There's no
we're not gonna
midfield.
see- We're not going to see Reece James and Lavia being paired together.
Reece James last night was pretty good, and Latvia last night was pretty decent. But
Well, Lavia has always been the one to keep him fit. We know he's good, but he just never fit to use. That's the problem.
Exactly. Right now,
That's
2
the only
games,
one we have
no
with
injury,
Lavia.
no record.
Because I could actually argue, and I think me, JK and JBT, even with Lavia, we could still argue that we still need another
the
midfielder.
one that stood out for me last, the one that stood out for last
So-
night, I know he's only a picked player, but the one that stood out for last night was Achapong.
I didn't get a chance to watch. Actually, Josh,
He
I
was
he's
decent
that in the
last
Fulham
night. He
game.
was decent.
Hang on. But before we get into the individual players, because this is what I wanted to bring up in the next subject, because, okay, we've all pretty much agreed, and I think even Stepsy would agree that if Enzo wants to go, bye. So that's the Enzo conversation really done because there's no reason to deep it because I'm not being funny. Like just to finish off the Enzo thing, me and JPT did a fucking stream about this guy 2 years ago when he showed how much of a racist, two-faced prick he was. And I'm not being funny. Ask anyone who knows me if I was preaching the same thing during the World Cup. Right? I never forgot. I've seen Lionel Messi cheat for most of his career. I've seen what Enzo Fernandez and shit. I'm not wearing a Chelsea veil. He's good just because he plays for Chelsea. No.
No, we said the same thing.
Crap.
What was it with the two Liverpool fans? We said Argentina had, I won't say like racist, but there is some discrimination, prejudice that they have in the not just the fans. But the fans. Look what
they did with the what do you call it? With the islands. What's it called? The Falklands.
Falklands.
What? People died in that war, bruv. Why are you bringing that onto the football pitch?
Thank you. It's like
Trump said Brits will be warned about Falklands. So
big up, Desiree. How you doing? Hello, sir. Yes, it has been a while, mate. I've been recovering. I've been in hospital. I'm recovering from wounds. I hope you're doing well, sir. I need to see Mama Flossie as well. I ain't seen her in a bit.
You know, Argentina have a burger place called, N Burger.
Yeah, that's true.
That's crazy. They have black burgers. They have black colored burgers, and they call that burger shop
Bro, you know what kills me about this? Like, this is what gets me about football nowadays, bro. Like, this is what I don't get, right? And this is what baked my noodle, because I don't know if anyone noticed this, but I was halfway through the World Cup and then I stopped streaming it. Because the end of the day, long story short, right? Anyone who knows me, and JPT will back me up on this steps, and JK will back me up on this. What I saw during the World Cup genuinely actually made me sick.
It was disgusting.
Right? And I'm not being funny. There was no greater game that showed the robbery of the World Cup than the Argentina-Egypt game. Yep. And it showed one rule for one rule for another. And I'm not being funny. They were identical situations.
Yeah.
The only difference between the two of them was the actual Egypt one was actually a penalty, where the Argentina one was supposedly a free kick. But one was a free kick and one wasn't. And you can clearly see Salah, even though if he does lose the ball, that does not give you the right to chop the guy down. It's still a penalty.
I mean, even that's the other African country that they screwed over, Cape Verde.
Bro, from time now, the Balogun thing. I don't mind Balogun as a player, but from when I heard Trump,
that was the dumbest thing ever.
And he's not suspended anymore. Come on now.
Blame Infantino for that.
No, I ain't blaming it, bro. I ain't got time to sit there and go through the whole blame game. I'm just telling you what's happened to my beautiful sport.
Yeah, no, it's
and the sad thing, I've never seen. I actually have to say it. You guys made the 2018 World Cup was far better than the one I just watched because at least it had football in it.
Yeah,
I think this World Cup was terrible. You know,
bro, this World Cup sucked.
It was political World Cup. It was a political robbery.
How many? Even if it's just on one hand, how many teams got robbed in the World Cup? Because I can think of about 4 or 5.
Easy.
5, 4, 5, easy, exactly, easy. With VAR, by the way, trying to balance out.
Are you also including Iran as well, from like what they were getting screwed over with, like the interviews?
Yeah, was the first three.
Who was the ref that officiated the Super Cup that was banned because the U.S. wasn't going to allow? Was he from Somalia? Or something?
I'm not sure, man.
The one he officiated the Super Cup and he was regarded as the best ref. Like,
bro, anyone FIFA, anyone UEFA, they all get nicknamed Platini. You know why? Because that fucker was the reason why we got robbed in 2009. Because he didn't want to see another fucking All English final, racist French bastard. And I'm gonna say that right here, right now, because it's the truth. It was the damn truth. Everyone knew that guy hated English teams, and he didn't want it to be an all-English final again. He didn't want to see Man United, Liverpool, or Chelsea all black.
He even gritted through his teeth when Chelsea had won all 4, and they put up that again. He goes, "Yeah, Chelsea are the only ones to win all 4 times in the Europe," and he said it through gritted teeth. You could hear him.
Right. It was the Somalian ref. Yeah, the DJ says Somalian. But yeah, the Messi thing was just ridiculous as well. The foot stomp when he should have clearly got sent off and didn't, and somehow VAR.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
That's the same with all these.
But I guarantee you, yeah, if that sending off would have happened, that Messi, man, Argentina wouldn't even got through the first phase.
Mhm.
I guarantee it. Because they had no quality, bro. When you look at Argentina,
it's the same what happened to us when Ronaldo done the wink thing, when he's winked. The same thing happened to us. He was a superstar, and he didn't get sent where he should be set off. So it's the same thing for Messi and Ronaldo and other these superstars. I've
been watching Messi cheat since 2009, and this guy keeps when I hear the GOAT, bro, when I hear people have the GOAT conversation and they talk about Messi, I just feel like laughing at them. Because
Messi's not the GOAT. He's one.
Messi's not even close to GOAT, and I'll give you one simple reason, right? When Maradona and Pele and like all the Beckenbauers, when they were playing, bruv, they were playing on shit pitches in the 80s, 60s, 70s. Are you honestly telling me if you brought all these legends back through time, back to the future, whatever you want to call it, Martin McFly, and put them on clean, immaculate pitches with perfect boots, perfect conditions, perfectly laid out turfs, you guys would smoke all the guys nowadays.
Johan Cruyff, Beckenbauer, all these players, Pele, like they'll
put Messi in a game in Germany in the 80s, like East-West versus Germany, bruv. Like when the pitch is all locked out and it's all pissing down the rain, and every time you try to drag the ball, it skipped. I guarantee you could bring mans like Pele forward, but you couldn't take Messi, the guys like Messi and Ronaldo back. They get snapped off.
In the days, you were kicked up in mud, you had cuts all over your legs and that, and you still got up and
I give you 2 weeks or a month before Lionel Messi playing in the 70s or 80s, he would have got broken in half. And you know why? Because the growth hormones and that what he used at Barcelona to get bigger, that's how he had a career, by the way, because a lot of people forget that Barcelona gave that guy growth hormones.
And back then, they had proper football.
Shit back in the day like that didn't exist, and he got put on the pitch, he would have weighed what? He would have been 4 or 5, weighing about 2-3 stone. Can you imagine what the defenders back then would have done to him?
No, but you know what I can say,
back then they had proper football.
Hang on, Stepsy. Let JK speak, please.
What I'm trying to say, I agree with you, but at the same time, you can make an argument. Is to say, football have different generations of of the best of the best, and also some of the factors can be because of conditioning of the pitch, the economical state of football back then, where players would not have the facilities to play on good pitches. They're muddy pitches, bruises, and all of that. But then the thing is this year, all of those players, Maradonas, Ronaldinho's, they're all goats. But then also, because someone plays in a certain era doesn't make them a goat. Not a goat. I mean, Messi is still a goat. Ronaldo is still a goat.
I'm not saying no. There's only one GOAT, bro. He's a great player, a legend for sure, but no GOAT. No GOAT.
He is. No GOAT. He's one of the GOATs. Let's not.
Man. You know why? You know why, bro? You know why he's not the GOAT, right? I'll tell you why, right? When you look at the level of footballer that he's inspired, he ain't no GOAT, bro. And I'll tell you why, right? I'll give you an example. Why is it that when Ibrahimovic talks about who he looked up to when he was growing up, he looked up to R9, who had skills, arguably strength, power, pace, all at 10s, right?
Yeah, I hear
you had players that followed up after him. You had the Ronaldinho's, you had the Zlatans, you had the Cristiano Ronaldo's, you had the Messi's. Why isn't Messi's generation after that even better?
But Wolfie, the thing is, goats create goats. That's the thing.
Name your GOAT after GOAT. There is no GOAT after Messi and Ronaldo. That's the problem. Name it in the next generation.
That I agree with. That I agree with. But your point about your point about Zlatan, getting inspired by R9. My point is goats create goats. That's the thing.
Yeah, they inspire the next generation. The next generation.
But this generation
of footballer, come on.
No, but the modern generation of football right now, let's be honest, it's like a job to them. Players don't really play because they play.
That's why they're worse. That's why
they're worse. That's the thing. Like we're all looking
because they don't love the game. That's the problem. You played it. You're playing it for money. Great, but that doesn't make you good at it.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You're an overpaid athlete. They're not footballers anymore. They're athletes.
Exactly. Like look
For
at
a lot of
today's
footballers,
wingers
a
are
lot of
getting
footballers,
praised.
for a lot of
Today's
footballers,
wingers are learned to defend more. They want to defend more than
for
they
a
do
lot of
attack.
footballers, and it's true to this day, a lot of footballers, it's a job to them. It's not. Some of them like the fame, the fortune, all that goes with it. Yeah,
That is why it's rubbish.
you got them in a bucket, but most of them play football because they're good at it and they do it for a job.
Dude, Ronaldinho's still playing ball, and he scored.
Bro, man, come out of
Yeah,
retirement.
but people like that play it because they like playing it. They're good at
He
it.
loves.
They're not doing it
need
for a
to
job.
play.
They're doing it
Right,
because they love the sport.
Right, JBT just made an interesting point with Ronaldinho. Right, when Ronaldinho went back to Brazil, when he retired from playing for Europe, every time he played for Grêmio against every other team, every single player on the opposite team bowed to him before he fucking played. You know why?
Bro, he was a god in prison.
Bro, look, you know what? Yeah, God in prison. Well, yeah, you know what I mean. Well, JPT is getting along that point anyway because he was so great. He's one of those footballers that everybody loves. If you love football, you love Ronaldinho. If you love football, you love Ronaldo. Is that the same? I mean, R9 Ronaldo, by the way, not Cristiano, crispy head.
We don't know about R9.
Right, Ronaldo for CR7 was a fantastic player, but was around way longer than what he should have been.
But I remember the Romeros, the Bebertos of the generation. I remember
Bro,
that.
Romero, go through your football history and look at Brazilian players like Zico back in the day.
Zico
Goretzka. The Goretzka with the funny knee, bro. He helped win. Bro, if you ever heard about this player, Goretzka, he was one of the best wingers that Brazil ever had. And that even up to man had a waffy knee bent inwards, and everyone thought this guy can't dribble. Man was like lightning, and he would go circles around people, even drunk. Even drunk.
Wait,
So, like,
Wolfie, remind me of the player's name who wore glasses. I think. Oh, for fuck. Oh, Jesus.
Edgar Davids.
Yeah, he played for Milan.
Yeah, good coma. Yeah, good coma.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? The thing is, the passion for football back then was so high. Even players with some sort of deficiencies were really, really good. The average football player right now wouldn't give two tosses. They don't give two tosses.
This is the problem. This is it summed up in a nutshell. They have traded ability for athleticism.
Exactly.
And the problem is athleticism, and this is the problem. When you've got natural ability, it's like when you got two boxers that are the same speed and same like power. It comes down to who's a better technical fighter. It's the same when it comes to football matches. This is the reason why teams can't defend. This is the reason why when England played Argentina, when they started to panic, Argentina opened them up twice quickly. Because like they began to, you name me, like and like even generally speaking in the Premier League, right? Who's actually got a defense that's calm? Bar Arsenal.
Bro, the defending is a dead art form.
Probably Sunderland.
Defending calm. We did last night.
Using that. But
probably Sunderland.
No.
Yeah, actually, that's a great example because they punch well above their weight from being disciplined.
Everton bad.
No, that's the Moyes effect. That's the most underrated manager in the Premier League. I don't know how.
I've said that before.
I don't know how that guy's been a laughing stock when he got that same West Ham team that's been relegated recently into Europe. He got him a European trophy, and then got told how much of a shit job he done. And it's like, what?
They treated him like shit. And he went and Everton opened up. And
then when Everton brought him back, Everton go back to being a top 10 side. What a surprise!
They're in the top 10 this season.
It's almost like they're sticking to what works for them. It's simple.
No. The thing is, the only reason why Moisey left to Everton, and that's something. When he left to go to United, that's back when it still counted. You left to go to United because it was United.
Yeah,
that's like a once in a lifetime. Not like that now, but back then it was.
The reason why
all the players that were good in the third era had gone. He had to start from scratch and was going to make
they were all
from scratch.
He knew what he was doing.
He went at the right time. He went at the right time. But when Moses was in there, I said, he's got one hell of a job. This is a hot seat of hot. And there's no way he will replicate what Fergie done. And
he gave him Ferdinand, he gave him a finished Vidic, and he gave him a finished Everton, who all left at the end of their contract.
Yeah, so, I don't think anyone will replicate what Fergie done.
Oh yeah, and a finished
any club, no matter what club it is, no one will replicate what he done.
Who?
The thing is,
wait, go on, JPT.
No, I was just going to say, whoever was going to take that job after Fergie was going to fail. But that's why
Well, we knew this.
Unite Emery at Arsenal. Unite Emery at Arsenal.
The only replacement that was realistic, and it was even in the Mourinho's documentary, was Mourinho was supposed to go there right after he left. That would have been a perfect replacement, and he would have kept like I can't imagine United at that time. Right after Fergie, you get Jose.
But the thing is that when you look at what Man United did with Mourinho, it was kind of retarded because he got them the highest finish over the last few years, if I can remember, and he got them an FA Cup, and he got the same thing what they did with kind of Ten Hag actually. Even though Ten Hag was a laughing stock, he still kept trophies. So, and when you look at how hard it is to win trophies, supposedly, and he kind of made it look easy while being crap. You kind of
you can say he made it look easy by being ridiculed by every fucking paper, every supporter.
Well, the same thing with Slot. This is what I don't, because this is the thing about I don't get about the English media about how they murdered Slot. Klopp gave it 4 or 5 years. He tried really hard, but he couldn't go over the Pep Guardiola mountain. Blah 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 blah. And then this guy wins it by a country mile with the same team.
The reason Slot failed is because he bought these big players on big money, on money that he saved up. Because they didn't do FNP. They saved up throughout the years. He bought that money. He bought Isaki in. He bought Inteke in. He bought this, that, and the other in, and he fucking fucked up. And that's why he was no good. That's why they sacked him because he couldn't get him done. We couldn't play.
He should have come to us. Not Man United because
that couldn't do shit. Inteke was their best player by a country mile last season.
Yeah, he was, and he was worth their money though. But the thing is, Isak was unlucky though. He broke his leg. No, he was unlucky. He broke his leg. That's what I'm Of course it matters. He would have played a lot more games.
In my eyes, he should have left Newcastle.
About do we have to dig up an issue that's from the season before and already can't do nothing about anyway? No, all right, he should, but he did. So anyway, but hang on, we're playing Newcastle soon as well, aren't we?
You got Brentford first.
No, I just wanted to go back on David Moyes' point. I think the David Moyes point. I think what it was with David Moyes, he had a style of football that just can automatically just get you over the line when it comes to winning football matches.
It was ugly football though. It was ugly football,
but what mad?
And look what everyone played last season and had the cheek to point at Moyes and laugh.
Yeah, but the thing is this year, the reason why West Ham
it's true though, it's true.
No, I'm laughing because it's so true.
The thing is, the reason, if you look at the reason why they wanted him gone, they wanted him gone because they wanted a better brand of football. These smaller clubs, they look at.
Well, they got them relegated, didn't it? That better brand.
Exactly, and that's the thing. Do you get what I'm saying? And I don't understand what people see in this stupid notice possession-based football that everybody wants to see.
Oh no! Now Pep's gone. That obsession will die down now because now
it's gonna die down. Yeah.
Now Big Mikel's gonna be the best manager in the world. You watch it. With his one league trophy compared to the goats that are floating around.
I think since Pep's gone, I think we might see a change in the way football's been played. I mean, people.
It's got to be from like 19 managers.
A lot of managers will try to move their own style, what works for the team.
Wait, hang on. Arsenal, everybody else has new managers, right? Liverpool have a new manager. We have a new manager. Man United have a new manager. Man City have a new manager.
Even Palace do.
Palace, Spurs, Forest. You know what I mean? Like, no offense, half the Premier League are in rebuild mode anyway.
Fulham,
yeah, that's another one.
Bournemouth's kind of new one.
Yeah.
Newcastle.
Yeah.
Newcastle.
I don't see how Arsenal don't win the Premier League this year, because it's set up. Like, who's gonna give them competition? What, City? City is shit.
Yeah, just like you then.
Yeah, we're crap as well. We still can't defend it. We still can't defend it. I'm not excited about this front three.
Man City shit, Chelsea shit, Liverpool shit. No one's gonna touch Arsenal.
Well, no, Arsenal is still shit as well. But the only difference is they can defend. Because Arsenal don't score bucket loads of goals. Like, they score 1 or 2.
If Gabriel's
this is where football's come to. Everybody's shit.
Glasner's a good manager. He was my shout. But
this is where football's come to. Everybody's shit, so we don't even know who's the standout.
No. Everybody's football is shit. Because at the end of the day, they play shit football. Like, what was everyone notorious for?
That's my point.
Pieces. I'm not saying everyone, oh, you play a shit brand of football and your crap is in that regard. No, the brand of football that everybody plays is a shit watch. It's hard to watch. The amount of times me and Stepsy and JPT and you, JK, have watched Chelsea games over the last 2 seasons, and I'll just focus on my own team for now, and it's been so hard to watch.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's the same for all teams.
Me and you
watch thank you, D. Thank you for checking up on me, guys, man. Bless you, man. Thank you for the checking up on me, man.
Me and you watched them, and we sat there.
Get you back on soon. And Mr. B as well. I'll get you both on soon.
Me and you watch them. Just me and you. Sometimes we watch them, and we've been bored to tears.
Yeah.
Well, I feel you know what it is. Yeah, I feel like it's just more when we talk about the Premier League today, or let's say football in general, or the way all the style of plays. I feel like it's more than just, you know, the brand of football. I feel also you can also look at individuals as well.
Yeah,
the individual quality has decreased.
It's the athlete for football. It's the trade-off.
The individual quality has decreased in players since let's say 2016 with the Barclays era. Let's just call it. Yeah, like it's crazy. Everybody seems to be so robotic. I know we talk about this a lot of times, but like I'm gonna keep stressing about this because if you look at it, we're not really breeding proper skill and we're not really actually teaching.
We ain't got no one like Lamine. The closest thing we've got to a fully skilled player in the Premier League is Palmer,
and that's about it. And even he's not that good.
And even ones that have the ability can't showcase it because the way to start. Look at Pedro Neto, who is a person who can play 1-on-1, and he gets played as a wing back now.
Yeah,
he ain't showcasing shit. Sad but true.
Sorry, he came on. He did start on the left, then went on to the right, and then into the middle.
I thought that guy was going Saudi, but he's still there. Apparently,
it was really weird watching him.
And Stepsy, did you realize? And I sent a video on the group chat. I think yesterday. It was regarding. This is why I don't understand when people look at other players from different leagues and then they say they're gonna be shit because they don't play in the Prem. I don't understand.
All the players in the Prem are from other leagues.
Exactly.
I don't exactly. That's the thing. So what's the thing? What's so special about the Premier League that?
That's what when people say about Farmers League, and I was like, yeah. So where did
they call it everybody a Farmers League?
Where did Gabriel come from? Where did Saka come from? You know what I mean?
I'd just like to know, actually, to be fair, I'd like to know to actually ask Chelsea fans at the end of the season, what actually game did you enjoy? I wonder how many people say actually Chelsea in the Cup was actually this game.
This is strange enough. That was going to be my next question to the players.
Not the play because you did miss a lot of chances, but the gameplay generally was.
Well,
I was too much clean on, but watching you was actually enjoyable for once.
Well, this is what I was going to say. Actually, one thing I do like about Alonso, and this was kind of the point of it, like. I like the style of football what I've seen because one thing about Alonso is with me, JPT, JK, many other people that have been on this show have always alluded to we are a team built for 5 at the back, and that's what he's going to use. I do think there are players that Joshua Akimpong and them, like the people that can come in there and settle. And Josh is by far one of the most settled players. I only watched him partially in the Fulham game, but I can honestly say he was one of our better players on the pitch, and he never did a foot wrong. So
last night, yeah, he looked good.
Sorry, who did well as well, JK?
Kwame was actually really good as well. I mean,
yeah, everyone played alright. To be fair, the only thing I would say, the only thing I would say for what I've seen, bits I've seen of highlights from the game last night, for what I saw this morning, and what I saw of the Fulham game, I will say everyone has done a reasonably good job, bar Sanchez. So. And I'm not being funny. One thing about Sanchez is just like what I said about the Arsenal game. And I say it about our own game because I'm not going to protect Chelsea in any way, fucking shape or form. Like we're big enough and ugly enough to take ride on mistakes. In the sense of Sanchez, that guy shot from a position. What was his name? Who's that young boy that scored for Fulham the other day?
Josh King.
Yeah, Josh. Thank you. Where he shoots from isn't even dangerous.
And he didn't even put enough pace on it.
Yeah, and if you look at the save, like I don't know how, but Sanchez kind of lets it go up underneath him when he's kind of standing next to it. It's weird. If you can't
talking about that,
because his positioning was horrible for the goal.
No, but JK, hear me out. who tries to use his hands. What's wrong with just dropping down and catching it with your leg?
Question on him, because this is important.
Yeah, like a long barrier.
You bring Martinez in. Who's going to be number 2? Is it going to be Pender or is it going to be Sanchez?
Bro, get Sanchez out. No. Get Bro, Pinder. Don't forget Lucy Pinder is our number 2. Just get Sanchez out. That game for me, that just showed when it went underneath his arms. If you're gonna do like dumb ass mistakes like that, it's time for you to go.
So you're going for Pender as number 2, yeah?
Pender is number 2, Martinez is number 1, because obviously,
obviously.
Let's be fair. Right, okay, he may be a bit of a dodgy racist git, but he's better than Sanchez. I think we could all agree that Martinez is better.
Martinez is better.
And one thing about Martinez, which is good, which will help us, he's a bastard of a goalkeeper too. He'll wind up players. He'll snatch the ball. He'll find ways of killing time. He'll frustrate the opposition attackers, and he'll calm the defense down.
Did it Oliver Kahn used to do
Emi
that?
Martinez, we signed Emi Martinez, bruv. He's confirmed. Emi Martinez.
Can I ask you guys a question on the panel? Yeah. Do you think a lot, not just Sanchez, but do you think a lot of goalkeepers are losing their ability to goalkeep? As in, like,
It's because they're not asking.
Like the basics that you've been told from when you're young. A lot of keepers are not even doing long barriers anymore, because if you look at it, if you know what a long barrier is, from when you're a kid in goalkeeping,
that's what I said about
barrier.
Is when you drop your
the
leg
technique.
down, open it up.
No, but the one thing is not even technique. Is basic technique. You've been told. You get told this as a kid, and if you look at it,
yeah, he is, man. We need that kind of football.
And part of the reason is to blame. It's because of the managers. They want their keepers to be playing on the ball a bit more. And if you look at the new generation of goalkeepers now, they're going to get told, what can you do with your feet? We're having too many possession-based managers. Yeah.
JK, that's all about. It's all about with what we're saying that they play with their feet. It's because most people want to retain the ball now. It's not like kick it along and hope for the best. It's retain the ball.
JK,
they don't want to lose the ball, so they play around the back so they don't lose the ball. It's retaining possession, and I don't think it's good, because if you've got a pressing team that can counter that, you're in shit. If you can play well at the back, right, go for it. But if you've got a pressing team that presses to the front, you're
at
fucked.
the end of the day, the opponents go to shoot at your goal. You have to learn how to save.
But that's the problem. You see, this is the thing where we still need to work. And I mentioned this to Stepsy, and I mentioned this to you guys as well. If you look at the football, the football we played against Fulham on the other day, I did like it because it was improved, because we were defending better. But the problem we have as a defense still is we switch off and we allow them to shoot. Now, this goes into what JK was just saying about modern goalkeepers. The problem with modern goalkeepers, that compared to what back in the day goalkeepers had, was the balls that the back in the day goalkeepers had were a lot heavier and they didn't travel as much.
True.
So when the balls hit into their hands, they sunk into their hands and they had to catch it.
Yeah.
Because of the aerodynamics and how light these balls are, when they go into their hands, there's a good chance, unless they're like perfectly catching it, because they're so like they're built for aerodynamics. We all know they're made for aerodynamics, so that the ball can curve in the air.
That's why most people punch it now.
Well, exactly. And that's why people used to hit the valve as well, so they could hit the sweet spot of the ball and it could like twist when they shot.
Yeah. But bit like Roberto Carlos' shot against Italy.
And that's what Ronaldo used to do with his free kicks. Cristiano.
Yeah, you used to see him.
Used to hit the valve and try and get that dip. Drogba used to do the same thing as well. Drogba actually used to do the same thing as well. He used to do the
ball round.
Yeah, he used to do the dips on his free kicks.
Has he?
But but this goes into what JK was saying about the way the balls move nowadays. They're a lot harder to catch.
Oh, they are. They're very light.
So it's like have you ever tried to catch a beach ball or an inflatable ball? It's hard to catch because it just moves so much.
Not easy.
Yeah, maybe you could say the volume of air resistance that ball is a lot higher, but the thing is, goalkeeping is goalkeeping. Basically,
well, the thing is, Raya had the same criticisms before he went to Arsenal. Has Raya improved, or is the defense in front of Raya got better?
No, but Raya was always a good shot stopper. The only problem is playing up from the back. That was his weakness. He would make mistakes via playing from the back.
Look at the style of football Arsenal play. He doesn't need to play out because he can just hoof
exactly. They don't really need to play at the back because they play route one. That's the problem. That's the thing. And if you look at these managers
you can
now,
argue that's why Arsenal were able to chase City to a point over the last few seasons where everybody else couldn't, because you could argue Arsenal were the only ones playing tactically.
That's the thing. Or just playing it simple. Route one football is simple.
Well, that's what I was just about to ask you and JK about. JPT, sorry, about JK, was the fact of what do you guys, and I'll start off with JK because I started off with JP in the last question. What do you see different about Alonso Ball? Because I actually like the way we played in the first game. Right,
Yeah, same.
I think we made lots of chances, and I've always believed if you can make lots of chances and you can score goals. But obviously, the defense needs to wake up a bit. They need to stop people from shooting at us. That's the other thing. Like sometimes our
Yeah, but
defense
that
gets.
could also be a midfield problem as well, to be honest. Not really only the defense.
I agree.
I think
Generally
positionally,
speaking, I'm
everybody
not too
has a
much.
job.
Yes, very
That's the
true.
thing.
But
So
but in your own words, JK, give me your feel on what you saw over the first two games. Like, well, how are you feeling about Alonso Ball?
I'm liking Alonso's style of playing. I mean, I did say that with Rafinha, so I need to kind of like pipe down a little bit. So, what I would say the positives is that we're route one. We've become more route one. I would also say our defensive structure off the ball has improved massively, especially our press is body structure, and that's something that we've been crying for, especially in the back three. If you look at the way Fulham were when
I
they
did
had the
say at the
ball as
beginning
well.
of this show, we've been saying it for about 2 years.
And that's the thing. And Wolfie, the thing is this year, when it was 3-2, what we've been screaming as Chelsea fans is like our structure of the ball. We need to be a bit harder, to break down as a defense. If we had that same manager last season with that 3-2, I bet it would have been 3-3. That's the thing. My whole point is this year, is it's still early days, but then what's important to me as a Chelsea fan is just keeping it simple. That's it. If you're gonna attack, there's only just one way of attacking. Listen, if there's someone making a run, you make that pass. There's no need to go play through the goalkeeper, this, that, and the other. Unless you have to, because we're getting pressed a lot.
No
That's
more wing
fine.
backs at 10 rolls, please.
Yeah, but I understand why Alonso would play out from the back because if we're inviting pressure, we can then that's a way to open up our opponent. If they're pressing too much, too high, next thing you know, we got that pass, killer pass to the midfield, and then from there we transition into attack, and
Mhm.
then next thing you know, we got 5-3. So that's the good thing I would say about Alonso's system. I also like the way he's utilizing the tens. Morgan Rogers doesn't have to do much, be out wide. If he needs to be in the box, he can. Cole Palmer doesn't need to be out wide as well. There's a lot of things I'm impressed about with this system. The wing backs are finally overloading. We're finally
Yes,
using.
that's what Gusto did have a good game. I'm not sure how he played last night, but he didn't do badly when he played. We actually looks like the more Gusto under Poch. Right.
Exactly.
I'm not
Have
sure
him
about
on the
which
flank.
game.
That's
I,
it.
I, I still
Pardon,
think his
sorry,
defense. I
JPT,
still
what was
think
that,
his.
brother?
Go on.
No, I was just gonna say, just have him bomb the flanks like you said under Poch. Stop this inverting bullshit. Stop inverting to be another 10.
Another
How
guy
about
Yeah.
that's
just play? How about just play as a traditional right back or right wing back, and it works. He would
right
have
wing
won.
back, man. It suits him. Josh
Mhm.
behind him to cover him. We've always said the problem with that Enzo Maresca ball was every time you made a centre back out wide, which happened quite a lot, they got beaten. You're straight out a goalkeeper.
But that
And this
goes.
is why, JK just said about defensive structure, because now once you beat the wide player, you still actually have someone on the inside to beat as well. That's why it looks so much better. Sorry, mate. What was you going to say?
It's in me or JK.
Either one of you.
I'll just get this point out. But going back to what was asked earlier about the goalkeeper situation, where there has to be. They're not even goalkeepers anymore. Not even super. There just has to be another center back because you want to play this possession football that was instilled by Pep, and now everyone was trying to copy it. How about just let the goalkeepers be goalkeepers? Let them do what they naturally do, not be another center back. That's why we lost Mendy. We didn't have to get another goalkeeper. We could have kept Mendy this whole time if we actually kept it simple. He's not a goalkeeper that plays to his feet.
JPT, remember me and you were saying we were always waiting for the gift.
Yep. Exactly, and we almost did that with Sanchez as well when he came off his line too much. And Robinson, fucking Anthony Robinson,
Every
almost
watch
skipped
that we
him.
did that season, was it 2 seasons ago? Where's the
Every
gift? Is his cousin?
last 15 to 20 minutes, we knew we were going to concede, and thank goodness we didn't. We conceded that stupid goal from Sanchez. As we were talking, and then JK, you were right when I said like that was Sanchez's fault. No, that was Levi Colwell. Sanchez should have never been put in that position to make that stop, and then was it Garcia put in the net. These what was I going to say? What we need to do is just have everyone play traditional football, like have Alonso play the way they do, with how they did. The attack. I'm not sure if you guys agree with me with this. The attack looked so good against Fulham, not as much against Luton, but then it was opposite. The defense versus Fulham was not that great because, like I said, Colwell and Sanchez, but yet defensively against Luton, we were great. I thought we were like even from Gusso was solid. The club was solid. Who played Pep Chavria? Yes, he's against no disrespect, it's obviously League One side, but Pep Chavria looked great. He looked comfortable playing it as this is regular left back or left wing back. So this is without Palestra. I'm really excited to see what this Chelsea team can do defensively. And yes, still early days, as JK mentioned.
The balance is better in this team.
The balance is so much better, and this is still without a complete midfield because we still need to find answers.
I say to you guys, when Mark Cucurella left, I said to you guys that we all screamed for it at the back end of last season about pulling that squad apart. We couldn't cry now; it's finally happening. But when you look, that team actually has been pulled apart. I still can't believe we got rid of Jackson for 65 and Delap and Guy as well. Apparently, but apparently Guy's gone for like 18 million as well. So we've almost recovered. We've almost recovered what we've spent in the transfer window. You know,
we got the money back for Garnacho. The only thing we're not covering is the wages we lost during that year. Other than that, and then also the sell-on clause that United are going to get for him. But how the hell are we making these deals with all this trash? Even I think David Dasher Fofana is going to be sold out for profit.
Do you know what it is? Yeah, I feel
David Washington too. Remember that dude?
Yeah, JPT.
We are the Blue
Caps.
What bought Jackson because Watkins is going to Saudi League.
I still can't believe what Watkins did as well to Villa. What a show of disrespect to Villa, bro. I was just like, damn, man.
He's been a made man, and he does that.
You know what I was going to say to JPT, yeah? I've realized it a lot. Do you really feel like a lot of the players that we don't rate, a lot of the teams who want to buy, I don't know where it is, but a lot of teams are so keen on our players because a lot of people have this persona that players are shit because it's Chelsea's fault. I don't know. And then they feel like they can go to another team and I do well or something like that. I don't know, man. I still maybe it's a petty way of thinking, but I don't know.
Be a miss, surely.
A lot of people look at the crap players. They're like, oh, it's Chelsea's fault. Too much pressure.
No, but people, no. How many times have we said? And because we can't. Because as much as we like to
agree.
No. It's not a matter who agrees or disagrees. I'm just following on for what you're saying because one thing about it is, I've always been a big believer. Like look at Jose Mourinho, right? As an example, right? How he used to utilize players to roles that suited them. The reason why a lot of these players look bad at Chelsea, like look at Delap, for example, right? He's not actually a bad player. If you look at how he played at Ipswich, where he was allowed to drift off, when he was allowed to drift off to the right. And there were still people alongside him and in front of him that he could play with. When he was brought to Chelsea as an out-and-out 9, this guy has no idea to be an out-and-out 9. He has to have a team around him like a number 10 that will stick close to him. And I'm not being funny. That ain't Palmer because Palmer's looking to score if he can. So that ain't Palmer. You want a creative 10, not one that's going to rival you for top goal scorer. Because one thing about the lap is you cannot tell me that the lap got no service last year. He really didn't. When you look at the style of play we were playing, it was tiki-taka football Mark II, because that's what we got with Enzo Maresca. And it didn't suit him. We needed to play more direct. Like everyone, I think everyone said it, bar Stepsy, and we all needed to play more direct, which we're now finally doing.
But Wolfie, you know what doesn't make sense? Ipswich never really created for Delap either. Let's be honest. Delap was the one.
He was allowed to go to the right. When he scrapped and won the ball, he had someone to pass to, or he could shoot. Not like Chelsea, where he got the ball and there's still 2 defenders in front of him, which he has no idea how to beat.
Yeah. And another thing with Delap, when he was at Ipswich as well, he had the time to, let's say, play off from the left, the right. He wasn't really always the central striker. He would be someone who ball carry the ball. He used to ball carry the ball from the left. Look at the way he scored his goal against Villa when he was at Ipswich. He was running. I don't know if anyone saw it, but one of his most famous goals in the Prem was.
Yeah, he's wide. I know. He's wide on the left. He cuts in.
When he cut through, I think he sat Esri Konsa down, he sat Kamara down, and he scored. That was crazy. But if you look at a team like Chelsea, especially with the way Maresca wants to set his team up, like the striker's not really allowed to do, not really allowed to have much of a say in the build up. He's supposed to just either stay there or play, back to front, but back to goal. Plays back to
Yeah, yeah.
goal if anything.
There's a great example. When you finish what you're saying, there's a great example of that actually. When you're finished, I'll mention.
Yeah, but the lad from me had to go. He's not. Oh, he's just terrible. Maybe you do well at Forest, but from what I saw from, I'm gonna be harsh, man. He's not good. The fact that we actually got our money back from is like big ups to Blue Crow because that's crazy. I can't believe it.
Well, just going to what you said about quickly about Enzo Maresca's style inhibiting players. The biggest example I can see of that is João Pedro. Because if you look at how he was playing, okay, now let's be honest, right? Liam Rossoneri is a B-rate manager. We all knew that. Right? This guy comes from the bottom fucking 10 of League One. We're just going to tell it it is. We're not going to dress it up. Pardon? Well, yeah, he managed in the Premiership, but obviously he wasn't managing when we hired him. He was at Strasbourg. He was the cheap and cheerful option.
No, I'm talking before Strasbourg when he was playing in the Champions.
Yeah. I think he won it. Was it like Hull or someone?
He won it. Or
he he got big. He saved them from relegation when he got the job, and then he took them to 1 point before outside the playoffs, and they sacked him.
Oh, there you go then. So, but but going off in terms of look at João Pedro when he was managing. He's not the best manager with it, but what was he getting out of João Pedro? That guy was back. What if that was the João Pedro we had from the beginning of the season? But that guy, because I think he hit 20 goals anyway. Now, wouldn't he have hit maybe 25, 30?
That's why I look at it, but you can't really say that because you don't know, do you?
We can't. We don't
we
really know.
We can't. Because I'm not being funny.
What you're saying.
No, but hang on. But let me flip this. Right now, who would you say is our most important player? João Pedro or Palmer? Because I'd have to say João, because without him, none of it works.
Well, if he gets hurt, we can't rely on Welbeck to carry out 80 minutes every game.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I agree with that because as much as I like Welbeck as a striker, and maybe as a striker they can do a similar job, but as an all-round footballer, João Pedro eats Welbeck for breakfast, man.
Dude, it's like we have a little mini Brazil, like right there with Pedro, Palmer, even though he's like an
Esteban needs to fix up. He needs to sharpen up a bit more. He's been a bit wayward when I saw him.
He was bad I think that was also too. I think he needs more freedom, and also I don't know if it's just we need to drop Pedro up top if Esteban's there and have him be the second 10 next to Palmer. But I don't think with Rodgers, Palmer, and Esteban it's going to work. In my opinion, I don't know if anyone.
Because one thing I think might help Esteban is when it comes down to our style of play. For what I've seen, it's still narrow. It's kind of gone back to like how Alonso used to play as a player. Like it's very narrow, and we focus inwards when we've got the ball.
Yes,
that's why Palmer and Rodgers come tight. But the one thing I will say is one thing I like about his system. If you want to overload the wide areas, you can take the 2 10s out, replace them with wingers, and let the 2 midfielders push up, and then you can go 2 on the wide positions because you can have the wing backs overlapping wingers. So I'll just gonna say one thing I will say tactically. From what I've seen, tactically, Alonso's already a mile above Maresca for me. Because because one thing I like about it, he's already identified that we get wounded in the transition from defense to or attack to defense in this case. So he identified that from day one, which actually impressed me when he mentioned that in press conference when he first got the job. He said, in transition, we get hurt too much. This is why he's gone back to his trusted 5 at the back. Because when you got the extra cover there, you don't get hurt. You still got to play through 2 man or a 3 in midfield maybe. So it helps the transition because obviously there's less space. And I'm not being funny, bro. Yeah, we left so much space in our half last season. You could park a jumbo jet in it, and I'm not even making that up. Like it was too easy to get out of our goalkeeper last season. It was too easy, and sometimes it just gives the ball away.
That's why people called Maresca Italian Ange.
Well, there you go. But so
it's just who we are, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
so
this is
we
the
are,
thing,
man.
man. It's, I like Alonso so far. I'm impressed. I'm not gonna lie, I'm impressed with what I've seen. But it's whether he can mold us into the kind of team he wants. But you can see there's more of a classic tactical. It's almost like an Italian style, actually, the way that he set the team up. So you can all pinch in narrow and then it expands as it needs. It's quite
Guys, can I
what?
ask you a question, guys? Can I ask you guys a question? What do you guys think of our window?
If we get a
As in
midfielder,
our incomings.
At the moment, good, because we've tried to cover areas that we knew we weak. Goalkeeper, we all asked for a new goalkeeper, got one. I preferred another centre back and another central midfielder.
So
But if they're actually gonna rely on these boys, and I'm not being funny, some of the boys have played well. We mentioned some of the younger guys earlier. Give them half a chance with the Lavias and the Concedo. The only thing I would say is, creatively in the midfield, if Enzo's gone, who's gonna replicate that? Because Lavia's not creative and neither's Concedo. They'll both run their guts out and whatever else. But unless, like we said, he's going to go a very direct system where it's very just go forward and get the ball at the quickest pitch possible, you're still going to need that guy to pinpoint passes. And this is why I don't really think it makes sense to sell Enzo to... Not now, it's too late. If they would have done it last week or whatever, when we gave him that deadline and said, look, the only way I can see City now is if they pay through the nose to get him.
And Wolfie, this is why I was annoyed. This is why I'm annoyed with the way the club is handling the Enzo situation, because now you set them a deadline, and then now it looks like they're going to be bidding, and you're going to accept it. And now we've got about 3 days left till the window to find a replacement. Like,
well, that's
but
it.
yeah.
If you can line up a replacement and get as much money as possible, go for it. But the thing is, the problem is, and this is the problem we're just alluding to in the conversation we had, and this is why we spoke about Enzo in the first place, is who do you buy to replace him with the same quality with the same qualities of a player that he has? Good luck.
Probably, I think Wharton, but he's not better. I don't know if he's better
not
than
going anywhere, bro. If he was going anywhere, City would already have bought him by
but he's not really leaving. So
they said they wanted Celtic City, but Allison said that he wasn't for sale. And I think there might have been a reason why we kept the number 20.
No, I've seen the club statement of saying he's not for sale at any price. I've seen. He's not for sale, full stop. That's the thing. They don't have to say yes, you know. That's the thing about Chelsea. We don't have to say yes.
Yeah.
Either way, how's this going to be in a rude awakening this season?
Well, we'll see.
When Beckham spoke about Madrid, what did he do? Put him in the stands and let him rot.
Yep.
Who
would you want in the field?
It depends whether we're a ruthless Chelsea or PR Chelsea. We'll have to see.
Yeah. You know what? I miss that. You know what I'm saying about our signings? A lot of us, we don't. No one has really said, "Oh, we need to get the elite. We need to go get PSG's." All we've been asking for is for our signings to at least make sense. For instance, the goalkeeper, an experienced goalkeeper, something that we've been crying for. So if you want Mac Penders, I know the owners
guy's
are
got
so
a broken arm, damn. Are we supposed to play him? He's not even fit. The guy will break his other arm, I hope.
Exactly.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say, the signings at least make sense. For instance, the experienced players that we brought in, the goalkeeper Emi Martinez, since Blue Cross so fixated on Mike Penders' development, at least they can bring someone like Emi Martinez in there. You know what? They can learn from him, and therefore, he doesn't really need to start all the games. I know Emi Martinez will start some games because Sanchez is not really good enough. But if you want Mike Penders to learn off a keeper, Emi Martinez is the right player. Then you got Jordan Henderson. I know he's injured, but then when he's fit, you're gonna see that a lot.
He can advise them. He can. No, the thing is
exactly
about
that's the thing.
He's brought in because he's the guy behind the scenes. Like when John Terry was there with Mourinho the second time, even though he wasn't.
But then Wolfie, he will play some games as well. Sometimes
he'll get minutes. He'll probably get the cups. He'll probably get the cups. Yeah. But the thing is, he's there to pass on his experience, like Welbeck is. He's in to get his know-how and use his brain. They're there for what it's like in the dressing room as well, because Jordan Henderson's a been there, done it player. And to be honest, fair to him, actually, Welbeck's been at some big clubs. Yeah. And he's still going to it because he's been at Chelsea, Man United, Arsenal. I can't remember anyone else that's played for all three clubs, to be fair.
Yeah. And that's the thing. The whole point of our signings is that it all makes sense. That's the thing with what we're.
Well, yeah, this is the kind of things we were screaming out for. We were screaming for another centre back. We were screaming for another DM.
Exactly.
We were screening for we haven't got another DM yet, but we were screaming for another goalkeeper. We've got those
And
things.
experience. We were literally screaming for experience.
Yeah. And I'm not being
Especially
funny,
leaders.
actually. Going by what you were, I didn't get a chance. It's a shame I didn't get. I've heard a lot about Pep from how he was playing in Spain, and I saw how he was playing in Spain, and we got him as cheap as chips. And for what I saw of him in Spain, he was a good player. And to be honest, he was actually about Cucurella's level in that team. But it's just whether he can adapt. Because normally we get along with our Spanish fullbacks. You know, normally like with the Alonsos and the Marcus Alonsos in this case, or the Aspilicuetas, where we've got as far as I know, but Barte Horno, well back in the day, we've got quite a good repertoire when it comes to Spanish fullbacks or wing backs. So I'm quite excited about that guy because I know a lot of people were crying when we got.
Is Chavarria from Spain, or is he actually from Spain? Chavarria,
Yeah,
I thought he's from Argentina.
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's crazy.
Spanish, man.
Oh, I thought he's from Argentina or something. But yeah.
No. We only. You know that thing they do in Serie A when they got like 3 foreigners in each team, and we might do that in our club. Yeah, if we're only allowed 3 races at a time, we've already got 3. We're not allowed any more races until we get rid of one. Because apparently we got to go. Yeah, bro. You know we were talking about that shit a little while ago at the World Cup about how we hated on it. Bro, we signed half of them.
What's it called? Yeah, absolutely. You know they violated Barco against Luton. He's not the good. He was playing all right. It's just like people say we got Chucky running in midfield. That was just so funny.
Bro, we got Carrot
Top. With the ginger hair and all of that. It's Valentin Barco. Man said they got Chucky in the midfield. Cooking.
He looked like a killer. I mean, who was the first to sub in? I mean, do you remember the pass he did to Rodgers before he got knocked the fuck out? He wasn't scared. I mean, this kid looks good.
Yeah, to be honest, Barco looks quite good, you know. He actually looks good. I like the way
we've got
takes
talent.
risks.
The problem this is why I'm excited, because we normally have talented young players but without a structure. Now we have a structure. Let's see. That's all I can say. And even Mourinho is actually speaking quite highly of Alonso, because he was saying about one thing you need to remember. He's like me. His father was a coach. He was raised up by a coach. He's been around it all of his life. So maybe, but the thing is, I will say this: if you would have told me in 2008, 2007 that Xavi Alonso would be managing us at this time, I would have get the fuck out of here. I would have turned into Enrique Iglesias.
Yeah,
man.
I never would have done that as well. Like watching him as well, watching Xavi Alonso as a player.
But one thing about him, he was a quality player, though, bro. There's one thing about Xavi Alonso: he was a very, very, very good. You don't play for Real Madrid, Liverpool, and Bayern and not be good.
Especially he was really.
Who was he managed by?
Carlo Ancelotti, Rafa Benitez, Jose Mourinho.
Mourinho managed him as well.
Yeah,
what we played Sporting?
Pardon?
Who played what? They all played for who?
What? Xavi Alonso? He played for Liverpool.
Liverpool, Madrid.
You said Mourinho, Pep, Alonso.
No, I never said Pep.
You said Pep. Okay.
No one said Pep.
My bad.
Well, hang on, wasn't he under Carlo at Bayern Munich? I swear he was under Ancelotti at Bayern Munich when Ancelotti was at Munich.
I think it might have been Pep. Either way, but either one or both.
Or, either or.
He was top from the best, and he played for the best.
How long did Ancelotti stay at Bayern for?
It weren't long.
2 seasons.
That's my thing. I don't know if he played under Ancelotti.
Well, he would have been around his time period. Because don't forget, he would have been at Madrid about 2010 when they sucked up everybody. Then he would have been there for about 4 years, and then left. So he would have been Bayern in 2013, 14-ish.
Yeah.
Roughly, just off the top of my head.
Yeah, he played for both.
Yeah, I remember he had one full season, and I think what happened.
Did he play for both? There you
go.
Yeah.
So he's been around the best managers in the world. He's been around the Ancelottis, the Peps, the Mourinhos, whatever. And actually, I have to say, in his day, and I know people will laugh at me, but Benitez was a very good. His Valencia side was very good, and his Liverpool side were very good. Even if the Liverpool team didn't win the league, I actually have respect for. He's not the best. Well, that's the thing. He was tactical. He was one of those guys.
Istanbul against AC Milan that night.
Well, he's the reason, isn't it? Because he changed everything up. He changed the whole team around basically when
3-0 down at half time and came back to 3-0.
Even though to be fair though, it was one of the few times I saw Milan panic. But don't worry, in the 2008 Champions League, they paid you back when they saw you again. It was just like, oh yeah, we remember you, you scass. And then they demolished you, and they did. Was it like 2-0 in the game, and they never had a kick of the ball basically. Because I know when they played in the final, in the second final, 2 years, was it 2 or 3 years later? I know Milan demolished them. In terms of, it wasn't like a bad score now, but it's just Milan remembered it because they had all the players still there. JPT's bounced. Hang on, big up. Oh, JK's bounced even big. I gotta go. Great show from you, Wolfsy Steps. Yeah. Well, we're gonna wrap it up anyway because it's getting late. But yeah, I think most Chelsea fans now, for what we've seen, we're reasonably excited about what's going on, and we're going to see what's going to happen. So, big up to everybody. Let me just give up everyone love in the chat. Big up, obviously, JPT that was on with us. Big up Stepsy as well. Big up my boy JK. Big up Dimes. Big up DJ Crane. Big up Bloody Blue for some reason. And Lily Phillips. That's DJ Crane. It's always DJ fucking Crane. Big up Miss Melina, sub to her channel. Lovely lady, as always. Big up to Dimes, loyal one. Big up, you're a real one, brother. Thank you for checking up on me when I weren't well. Sub to his channel. Great Man United fan. Bargav, big up, brother. Mr. B, big up, brother, as well. Respect to you. Much love. Sub to Mr. B, good Brentford fan. I know I saw Jez up here somewhere. I'm trying to find him because it's Jez's Arsenal now, isn't it? There you go, Rosie as well. Big up to her. Subscribe to her channel.
Mel, and Dimes, JK as well.
Yeah. There you go. Jeff Arsenal. Sub to him. Great Arsenal fan. Been there, done it. Knows his stuff. Big up to Aces as well. The long-haired one as well. Big up to you. Sorry, we've done you for the lap, man. And last but not Bargav as well.
You never know. Glazer. What are the guys that might get the best of him?
Hey, you know what? I was kind of thinking that he's got the right manager.
Mm.
And of course, last but not least, big up this guy as well. My partner in crime, time, and everything else. And I'm going to call it a night, get a cup of tea, and go chill with my missus. So everyone in YouTube land, stay safe. Much love, and we're out of here. Peace.